The next thing that's going to take your listing presentation to irresistible is for you to have a very clear separation statement. So instead of you just walking in and saying, hey, listen, take me through, let's have a look at this property, right? What you want to do is do something different to other agents. And here's a really good example. I have some agents that tell me that one of the things that they do very early on when they get to the front door is say to the owner, do you mind if we can sit down and have a quick chat for a few moments? They sit down and then they say, in 3 years of us doing research on what people want to hear when we come over to value people's houses, it's the following. They want to find out what the value of their property is in this market. They want to find out what the market's like. They want to find out how long it's taking to sell a property. They want to find out what method of sale works best. Example, auctions, for sale by negotiation, or putting a price on it. They also want to know what our commission is. They want to know what we charge, and they also want to know if there's any additional costs like advertising and where the advertising will be placed to get the ideal buyer of this property. They also want to know a little bit about me and why my agency would be a good agency to do business with. So my intention today, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, is to actually cover these things. What I'd like to do is to start off with is ask you, is there anything else you'd like me to cover today? Now, if they say no, say great. Can I ask you, would you please take me through the property now? I'm going to pull out a folder and I'm going to take some copious notes. At the end of that, I may ask you some questions as well, and we'll come back to this table and we'll go through all those bullet points I went through, and I'll make sure I'll answer any other questions you have. At the end of this process, we can work out what the next steps are going to be. Guys and girls, outer role play, as you can see, I'm not talking about having a scripted presentation, but I'm talking about having a structured presentation, one that is very clear, one that explains to an owner what's going to happen, one that's going to keep you on track instead of just going around the flow. And you'll notice one that always says, if we cover all of that and you're happy, we'll talk about the next steps. Guys and girls, the last thing that a really good listing presentation has got is evidence-based case studies. And those case studies include a file which you can use, such as on iBooks, or you can actually take them, hard copy, where you've got a copy of the agency agreement, a brochure, marketing, open house sheets, what it's sold for. And what you do is you go through these case studies, reverse engineering each property that you've sold and say, this sold for this, these were the buyers, this is where they came from, this was the marketing plan, this is what the vendors did when they listed with us, and this is what they invested in, and this is what they paid. Reverse engineering and explaining 2 or 3 case studies of properties that are similar are going to allow an owner to understand that this is not a guinea pig experiment, that you've done this many times before. All the templates I just spoke about, including pre-list questions, the listing presentation questions you should be asking. In addition to that, other agents that are using iBooks and case studies are in the real estate gym. If you want to know more, look at this.
We have entered uncharted times. Prices are dropping. Your vendors want too much. Scripts and dialogues of yesterday have now expired. Do you know how to grow an effective business unit? You need more listings. No one's going to come to the rescue. It's time to go pro. I opened an office at 22. I'm no textbook teacher. No training program survives collision with reality. I feel your pain. I will show you exactly what works and why I've trained more million-dollar agents than anyone else in Australasia. What an amazing opportunity to grow your market share. My real estate gym members are not just surviving, they're thriving. You're given scripts and dialogues. You're given templates. You are in a community of success, and on top of online, you've got offline. I'm with you on a face-to-face basis with exclusive workshops for real estate gym members only. The real estate gym comes with My Prospector, a self-accountability tool that has helped real estate agents make prospecting a world-class ritual for them. The real estate gym doors are now open. Press the link below, and for less than 3 coffees a week, I will be your coach for the next 12 months. Let's plan a future bigger than your past. Never let your personal history get in the way of your destiny. Who you are is not who you can be.